craziest sport of all time, blindfold boxing. Contestants take the ring 4 at a time, and the only rule is no peeping. When things fail to warm up, the girls take a hand. But these modern gladiators just won't be rushed. Seconds pass and not a blow landed. Then suddenly the fireworks start. Rights and lefts, and heaven help the guy who gets in the way.
Chọn bút và khô khiếu ba giang chọn bút và khô khiếu là bút và khô khiếu.
I'm coming home, Newcastle. I might as well have been in jail. I'd walk the streets all day. I'll need for a bottle of your own brown ale. I'm coming home, Newcastle.
Well, here we are at Granger Park Boxing Club, spiritual home of Cobra Boxing. We've got Phil here on the end. Phil's got a show in, about 3 weeks? 4th of February, called Fists of Fury. Of the Lancastrian Street in Gateshead. Going to be a pretty big show, Phil, I think.
Yeah, it's. I think we've got about 9 bouts on altogether. Normal bouts where they can see each other, shall we say. And then obviously we've got the penultimate bout that everyone's talking about, Stu.
That's it, we've got something a little bit special with these two lads here. Jack Scott and Wayne Atkinson. Got a bit of history between them. Jack, I believe you got a score to settle, is that right?
Yeah, when I was a young'un. I had a boxing fight away when I was about 16, 17.
He was 80.
That's what they say, he beat us like, so score to settle, but it's a bit different this time. So I've got a bit of weight on Wayne and all. I'm about a stone and a half heavier than him, but obviously with the circumstances.
First fight ended?
I can't actually remember.
I stopped him.
Aye.
Yeah.
He must have stopped. Aye.
You fancy your chances this time then?
I don't know, we'll see what happens.
Different
with a blindfold, isn't it?
We won't see what happens, like.
We'll see what happens, I like it.
Well, as we say, this one's a little bit different. It's a charity bout in aid of Granger Park Boxing Club and Dance City, was it? Northern Dance, which is a local dance studio. What's different about this one then, Phil?
To be honest, it's something that I've thought about doing over the last couple of shows, and I just never got around to doing it. Yeah. I had spoke to Wayne about maybe doing one, and it started off, Stu, as just something that would be a little bit of a laugh. You know, we've all seen it on YouTube and Facebook, and we've seen them in other countries doing them in the water and different stuff. But I think, you know, I'm quite proud to be the first person in the area to put one on a show. And it's getting massive followings, to be honest. It's for charity, but I think that, you know, I think it could take off.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, blindfolded boxing, when I first heard, I thought it was crackers, and I googled it, and it was one of the biggest sports in Italy in the 1940s. This blindfolded boxing, a huge thing. Only difference being they put 4 fighters in and they had somebody poking them with a stick. But it's probably the biggest combat sport in Cambodia as well. It's absolutely huge. So I mean, it's a great thing you bring it to this country. So Wayne, have you fought like this before, blindfolded?
No, never.
Have you been training blindfolded?
No. I've shut my eyes a few times on the bag. I think, see what I'm more worried about? My wrists. Yeah. I was telling Jack earlier, I've shut my eyes and I went around the bag a few times. Normally when you don't clench until you're about to connect. And you never know when you're going to connect. And you jar your wrists quite easily. But I don't think it's going to be a case of that, because whoever hits first is fucking going to win the fight, simple as that.
I think it's going to be a bit of a thing. I mean, you sort of, you know, coming in from your 2 corners, how do you know where each other's going to be?
Hopefully the ref will just direct we're together so we can get stuck right into it. Yeah.
I'm going to be there and I'm going to be shouting, "He's behind you!" So what about you, Jack? Have you changed your training anyway for the blindfolded?
I've just been keeping the same thing. Obviously I've been training a lot more than I have been, but I've still, like Wayne has, I've never done like knee training with a blindfold on out yet, so it's going to be just obviously a case of when we get there to see what it's like. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a frisk. It's just something to laugh about now. Like it's just one of them things, aye.
To be honest, I think this could be the start of something massive, and you two will be the pioneers.
No, that's it. Like when I first got a message off, I'm sure it was Wayne that message. I read the message and I was like, is he mental? He's blindfolded. And I've started to think about it. I thought, like, how they laugh like. But I'm looking forward to it. Like Phil was saying before, like he's put a card on, like, and I didn't think anyone's like I think the most interest that it's been, like, everyone's took the most interested has been obviously this blindfolded thing, but as I say, like, all the rest of the fights on the card, like, some good fights on the card, but I'm more looking forward to this one. Like,
that's certainly the one I'm looking forward to. You've got a cracking fight card, Phil. Do you want to take me through some of it?
Yeah. Obviously, Mickey Maggs, he's been a lifelong friend. Fought amateur with him. Went over to Ireland and boxed with him sort of 25 years ago. Having his last glove fight on the show, so I'm quite proud to have him on and have his last glove fight. Little bit of history there as well. A UB Bard fighter contacted with UB Bard and also as Ben Shields, and they were supposed to fight bare knuckle in the last bout. And
Ben's first bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Both of them are unbeaten still in bare knuckle. So
Michael injured his wrist on his first fight.
That's right.
So obviously to have them fight gloved is great. I'd just like to mention a thank you to Billy Burton up in Edinburgh, another UB Bard fighter who's helped us quite a bit with matching up fighters. Brad Maggs, Mickey Maggs' son, Mickey Maggs 40 yesterday. Also got his son on the card. He's 1-0, so he's up and coming. Got another couple of lads making their debuts. So it's going to be a cracking bout. And then this blindfold one just tops it off. For me, for charity. Again, safety first. We'll make sure that we'll wrap our wrists up nice and tight, nice and firm. The biggest gloves we can get, 16, 18 ounce. We want it to be a laugh. We want anyone to be hurt. We want to raise money and we want to entertain the crowd.
That's what Jack said earlier. Like, he's got a score to settle and he's going in there. Like,
well, he's get that ref to direct with a gunner. We'll see what happens.
Obviously, we've got his age this time and it's the right age. He's now a man. He's not. The last fight he seemed to get a little bit bullied by a man. The man beat the child, but now it's the man versus the man. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure once they get in that ring and the adrenaline flows, they'll not be holding back.
Not big on for, like.
I mean, Jack, you were young when you fought me last time. I've seen you fight God knows how many times. You're a really seriously active fighter. So do you think you've picked up a lot more experience to take Wayne on again?
Like I say, when I first boxed Wayne, I think I was only about 16 or 17 and I had only had about 5 fights or something. Maybe it's not even that. And obviously now I've had a few hundred now and I've got more experience.
Is that child abuse?
I think it is actually. But I've had a lot more fights now.
I was told he was 18 by the way at the time. Rogan will tell you. Off Rogan.
Like I say, I've had a lot more fights now. I'm stuck in my training properly, and I've got a lot of experience now. So obviously, I know experience doesn't really come down to it in this game, but it's going to be a laugh, raise money for good cause, and that, you know what I mean. So just be good for us, really.
That's it. I mean, I think it's fantastic. I mean, is that part of the reason you want to do it, Wayne? Because you're raising money for 2 great causes?
Because of that, I've got 3 daughters who dance for Northern Dance Stars, and if you fundraise for the dance school, it helps towards that trips away and everything like that, obviously having 3 gets a bit expensive, so if I do a bit of fundraising, it helps me bands out.
Well, that's one of the things I liked about this, Phil, the 2 charities you've chosen. Both great for the local community. You've got Granger Park Boxing Club where we are now, and the dance school. It's fantastic getting kids off the streets, as they say, and letting them pursue a passion that they like.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see, we're sitting here on this ring here, we're in the heart of Scotswood. There's not much around here. No. There's some kids, they're gone out all day. Some of the kids haven't gone to school. We're coming here. We want to just give them a little bit of discipline. If they can leave here, spending a couple hours a week, get a bit disciplined at school, do a little bit better at school, get a little bit disciplined, bit handling themselves on the street, take the ego away from them, that's our job to do. That's what we're here as coaches to do. And as you can see, these 2 lads, warriors in the ring, down to earth people outside the ring. That's why, we probably chose these 2. And that's probably why Wayne got straight on to Jack, and he accepted it, because they're just 2 nice people. And Jack's fought all over, he's fought in Malta and everywhere, so he's well experienced. But experience comes out the window when you cannot say what you're doing.
That's it,
that's it. So are you full of excitement, anticipation, or are you a little bit nervous, either of you?
I'm more excited, really. I didn't really get nervous anymore, but I'm I still just I kind of get my head running. It's still me. It's mental, man. But I'm more looking forward to it with anything, because I know obviously as soon as I get in the ring, everything goes out the window. I have a fight, get out the ring, me and Wayne, still pals, you know what I mean? I've known Wayne for years, fucking always got on with me, you know what I mean?
Since you were a little lad, by all accounts.
Since I was a little lad, aye.
What about you, Wayne? Are you excited? A little worried about it, or?
Oh, I'm not worried at all, no. I'm excited, I'm excited.
You want to be.
Proper excited.
It's started already, hasn't it? You want to be.
I had my first training session, didn't I, last week? I haven't trained for 2 years, something like that, you know. And nearly fucking killed us, by the way. But I'm not worried, because it's going to be 3 1-minute runs. I don't think you need to be fit. Yeah. Like I say, if someone fucking lands, they're done. Simple as that, when you can't see it coming.
That's it. One of the things I was watching, I've been researching it. You'll see them, the fighters will go in, and you know they must have some kind of instinct. You know, there's somebody in front of them, and they're these massive haymakers, and there's nobody there. Are you worried about shoulders and things like that, or spinning around, falling over, and?
Oh, I'm not
I've
really.
never thought of it.
Nowadays, it's probably going to happen to me.
There's going to be a few giggles in there.
It'll be a laugh, man.
Just as an idea, you maybe want to do some training with the dance school as well. You know, for if you swing round, you can turn into one of them pirouettes.
Aye.
So, Phil, is this going to be a regular thing, the blindfolded boxing, or is it going to be a one-off? I mean, there's huge interest in this. I say there's. I've been talking to some of the local press. In MMA Uncaged magazine, we're going to run a 3-page feature in there. There's massive interest in this. Is it something you think you may sort of carry on in future shows, or even have a title for?
Absolutely. I mean, this is just the start of the journey. Everything that I like to do around raising money for charity, I like to get sort of a nice big profile on it, and I like to get a lot of publicity, because I like to raise money for and keep it in local area, you know, keep it around the area that where I've grew up. So definitely, you know, where's it going to go from here, I don't know. Titles, definitely, yeah. I think, you know, maybe his gyms could get together. I don't think you can have a sort of weight category on this, because the smaller person could just keep dodging out the way, the bigger person, but if the bigger person lands, then the little person's going down. You know, so it's something, you know, that maybe I would like to keep yourself involved in. You know, once this is out the way, you know, we'll get a winner on the night, and then we'll see what that winner wants to do. Do we involve a belt and stuff like that? Who knows, Stu? Who knows?
When you give them the belt, if this was to happen, how about hiding it somewhere in the venue and sticking a blindfold on them to see if they can find it? Phil, you've got quite a big history in boxing. You're an ex-pro. You fought at all levels. Do you fancy giving it a go?
To be honest, I'm still probably picking my nose up from when I got last hit off Billy last year. No, but, you know, I mean, just going back to that fight with Billy, you know, I mean, I made a comeback after what, 18 years out the ring. Yeah. A lot of people said, you know, why take on the best man around? Well, you know what? Because I could have just fought anybody I wanted, really, and got myself a win, and not prove myself.
But you're pretty worthless win then, though, wouldn't it?
Aye. So I wanted to pit myself against the best around, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, Billy backs down from day one, got loads of respect for him, in and out the ring, you know, and to be fair with Billy, a lot of people, you know, look at him and they look at his sort of size, you know, and his shape, and it's a bit disrespectful because he can bang, you know, and if he catches you, you're going to go and do him like I found. Exactly. A one for charity, I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah. Come and see these blindfolds and lads.
Absolutely. Would you like to? I tell you what, should we get them into the ring and we'll get a little bit of a face off?
I think we should do that. A little bit of a spar would be even better.
No rubbing in it.
Fucking hell, man.
See, how do you feeling? No, put it back on.
It's awful.
Let's test if it actually works here on Wayne. Yeah, it definitely works, Jack.
Yeah, it definitely works, like, can't say a fucking thing.
So, you know, now you've actually got them on, are you thinking, oh shit, or are you thinking, I can't wait?
I still can't wait, mate, like, it's just going to be a laugh more than anything. I'm just looking forward to it, mate.
How can you prepare for it? Just fucking wait till the night and let's go. See what happens in it. You can't prepare for this one, can you?
Can't say a fair on that, like. How about jumping in the ring then, lads? Get your blindfolds on, get your gloves on, we'll get a little bit of a face off for you.
Right, come on in.
Just stay there. Oh, and that's off your John. Just a little preview of what's going to be like.
It's mental. See,
Right, save it for the night. Save it for the night.